Major improvements to Aggieville infrastructure are resuming later this month. The City of Manhattan announced on social media Thursday a reminder that intersection improvements at 12th and Morrow Street will begin on May 19th, resulting in a 30-day closure of Morrow. Parking in the Aggieville garage will be free until Morrow Street reopens and work at the intersection is complete. Access to Aggieville businesses will be marked along the sidewalks during construction. Water, sewer, and stormwater improvements, as well as streetscape upgrades, will occur along 12th Street through November. Phased work on 12th Street will then continue southbound to Fremont through fall of 2026. Construction of the new Hampton Inn Hotel will also begin later this summer, wrapping up next year. Manhattan welcomed a new business to downtown on Thursday. Chamber of Commerce officials cut the ribbon on 1880 Beef. Co-owner Sarah Larson gave a brief history of the company's namesake.
It's the year that the Larsons started the ranch, so hence 1880 Beef. So Andy is our 7th generation to run and operate the ranch. So everything, all of our cattle is ran here in Riley County, so all local beef.
She says the new store at 900 Points Avenue is an upgrade from the company's previous location.
We actually opened in a smaller location in June, and then we were able to move into this location. We were fully functioning probably about January 1st, so it's taken a couple months to really build up everything that we wanted to have inside. And we also feature an art gallery inside to feature Western-style artists.
Larson and her husband, Andy, farm in northern Riley County. They are co-owners of 1880 Beef. Tariffs could spell trouble for farmers, according to the executive director of the Kansas Farmers Union. Nick Lewandowski says current trade policies being implemented by President Trump are already impacting U.S. exports.
Certainly what's happening with China is very concerning, where they last week pulled back on importing beef from the U.S. Now they're backing off on soybeans. I think certainly right now the markets haven't got that hit quite yet, but I think that's coming.
Lewandowski was a guest on Within Reason with Mike Mattson this week on News Radio KMAN. He says tariffs will cause immediate problems in the markets as prices continue to drop and commodity prices are at all-time lows.
When farmers aren't making money, they're not spending money. And that's something that farmers just have to do. So they're not trading trucks at the local dealership. They're not trading tractors or combines or farm equipment. They're not buying as much locally or if at all. And that reverberates throughout the community.
Farmers Union leaders are heading to Washington, D.C. next week to press Congress about trade issues and the impacts to U.S. agriculture. U.S. Senator Jerry Moran led a Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs hearing this week about the reauthorization of a suicide prevention grant program and non-clinical suicide prevention programs for veterans.
It was the goal of Congress and this committee specifically for the VA to work more seamlessly with veteran-serving community organizations to provide veterans life-saving clinical care and non-clinical support services they deserve.
Introduced by Moran and Montana Senator John Tester in 2019, the Veterans Mental Health Care Improvement Act supported better communication between the VA and the Department of Defense, as well as improving the VA's mental health workforce and directing health research. Congress authorized $174 million to be appointed for the program through 2025. Last year, 101 organizations nationwide were awarded services. Organizations in Kansas have included Reboot Recovery in Barton County and War Horses for Veterans in Johnson, Leavenworth, Miami, and Wyandotte counties.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines. BYU raced out to a 7-run lead after 3 innings en route to taking Game 1 of a series with K-State, 11-6 last night in Provo. The Cougars had 9 men come to the plate in the first inning as senior left-hander Jacob Frost was tagged for the loss for K-State. He gave up 3 runs in the first on a pair of hits while walking 3 and striking out 2. K-State just 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position and stranded 9 runners on the night. Game 2 between the clubs slated for 7:30 this evening. Coverage at 7 on News Radio KMAN. Bobby Witt Jr. homered to extend his hitting streak to 22 games and had a trio of RBI. Seth Lugo pitched 6 solid as the Royals earned a 3-game sweep of the Rays, finishing off the set with an 8-2 win yesterday. They're off to Baltimore to open a series tonight. K-State football adding an experienced running back to its roster for the coming season. Louisiana Monroe transfer Antonio Martin committed to the Cats yesterday. According to K-State Online, his commitment came before he even took a planned visit to Manhattan. He entered the transfer portal on the 25th. Last season at Southeastern Louisiana, the 5'11 Martin ran for 1,228 yards and 11 touchdowns. He also had 20 catches for 74 yards. Have a great day. I'm Troy Coverdale.